In this learning program, we will be teaching an individual how to throw a ball. Prior to any instruction of how to throw a ball, we will need to assess the individual's ability, which creates a baseline that may be referred to later. This will be done in order to see the learner's progression. We will meet with the trainee on Monday and Wednesday for approximately 20 minutes to perform the baseline test, twice in order to get an average. For the following weeks, the individual will practice throwing various balls each day. On Monday, we will teach them a new drill, and we will meet with them again on Wednesday in order to provide feedback. This feedback will be extrinsic. The feedback should contain relevant information but not be too specific. The feedback needs to give the learner knowledge of the results and knowledge of performance. We will give them information about the final outcome of the task and the overall quality of their performance. Lastly, the feedback should be motivational, not just critical, and it should make the learner want to try and perfect the skill. For the first few practice attempts of a new skill, the individual is in the verbal, cognitive stage of learning and will benefit from block practice conditions compared to random practice conditions. The individual needs a number of repetitions to produce the action. Before the individual can progress to the later stages, the individual must have the proper movements and actions related to throwing a baseball. In week 2, the individual is taught the movement patterns of the lower extremities. The trainee is taught by another peer. In week 3, the individual is taught the movement patterns of the upper extremities. In week 4, the individual will begin performing random practice drills. In this week, the trainee will perform the movement patterns of the upper and lower extremities together to form consecutive motion. The individual will also begin throwing various ball sizes and shapes. In this week, the individual will learn how to throw the various balls at different distances. The individual will practice throwing the ball to targets that are 3 and 8 meters away. In week 6, the individual will practice throwing the balls at different trajectories. The individual will throw the various balls at declining trajectory and a parabolic trajectory. In this week, the individual has to throw the various balls at moving targets. Prior to the throw, the learner is aware of the direction the target will move. In week 8, the individual will perform retention tests. These will all be the same tasks, but with different parameters that the individuals have never practiced before. In the first task, the individual will throw a softball against the wall. The trainee has never thrown the specific type of ball size and weight before. In the second task, the individual has to throw a softball at a distance of 5 meters. During the previous task, the individual has thrown the ball 3 and 8 meters. In the next task, the individual was told to throw a softball at a medium projection compared to the low and high projection previously attempted. In the last retention test, the individual had to throw the various balls at moving targets. However, during this task, the individual was unaware of the direction the target was going to be moving in. By the end of this program, the individual will be able to throw a ball.